Welcome everybody into Lee Jordan Field here in Chugiak, Alaska. As tonight we have a matchup between the first place Matsu Miners and the second place Chugiak Eagle-River Chinooks. Hi everybody, I'm Reese Landon, joined by my partner Sean Neef. And Sean, the Miners coming today an easy 5 games ahead of the Chinooks in first place in the ABL standings. If they wrap up the next 2 games back-to-back nights, they play tonight against Chugiak, tomorrow against Chugiak, they will clinch first place in the ABL and the regular season title.
Yeah, and it's very fitting that they have to get through the Chinooks in order to clinch that home field advantage, considering they've been the team that's definitely given the most fits to the Miners so far this season. Every other series throughout the year, we've definitely seen the Miners take the upper hand, but every now and then the Chinooks just seem to get them at their worst times.
Yeah, the Chinooks get them now. On the year, the Chinooks have come in winning 4 out of the 7 contests. They're the only team in the ABL with a winning record over the Miners. The Chinooks have taken both contests this year in Chugiak. This will be the lineup that the Chinooks roll out, or rather that the Miners roll out. Leading off at second base, number 1, Holden Breeze. Batting second in left field, number 44, Tyler Wilson. Hitting third at third base, wearing number 48, Casey Rother. Batting cleanup and DHing, number 37, Nick Sorelli. Hitting fifth and behind the plate, number 43, Tyler Rando. Batting sixth and playing first base, wearing number 15, Aaron Walters. Hitting seventh in right field, number 36, Mike Ferreira. He's followed in the 8-hole by the center fielder, number 19, Patrick Donovan, and rounding out the lineup, number 3, shortstop David Bermudez. Number 2, from Felician University, left-hander Darwin Matos on the mound for the Miners.
And as you might already recognize, that lineup very similar to the same one the Miners put out against the Bucs last night. In fact, it's the same exact lineup.
Yeah,
so
literally.
If it already worked once, Miners are hoping it's going to work again here. And on the other side, for the Chinooks, of course, they're going to be in the field first. It's going to be Estrada on the mound again. Miners pretty familiar with him so far this year, but they haven't been able to generate a ton of hits off of the long-haired pitcher.
Justin Estrada, the right-hander from Colorado Christian College, comes into this game making his 8th start of the year. He's appeared in 9 games, 7 starts so far, 31 total innings, 29 hits. He's given up a kind of astounding 24 walks. It is kind of mind-boggling with the amount of hits and runs this guy is, or hits and walks this guy is giving up. 53, I believe, on the year total. That his ERA sits at 4.36. His WHIP is almost at 2. So Estrada, the right-hander, has been, I guess you could say, at least looking at his numbers, a bit lucky.
Lucky or effectively wild. We have one of our own pitchers just like that in Christian Sealhorse, but Estrada right now is an obstacle for the Miners.
Right-hander from Colorado Christian College, as the first pitch to Holden Breeze is a swing and a miss for strike number 1. Breeze, right-handed batter, obviously came in a couple weeks ago, and he's been an immediate force into the Miner lineup, hitting .333 on the year. As he goes 1-1 in count, Breeze, 7 hits and 21 at-bats so far. As Estrada went to the wind and then stepped off. Was honestly surprised that wasn't maybe called something by the umpires. There's a breaking ball outside ball number 2.
So Breeze, at the moment, sitting in a favorable count. It's also been a while since you and I have been able to call a game together.
Yeah, we've been switching off PA the last few games, and I'm happy to be back just with us two instead of switching on and off the PA. It's definitely not an easy job doing it by yourself.
It's a lot easier when you can take a break from talking, too.
As the 3-1 pitch is in there on the outside edge, and the count has gone full. Chinooks defensive alignment, outfield left to right, Keller, Bats, Ferris, infield left to right, Brazil, Mullins, Campbell, Sheck. 3-2 pitch, swung on, hit in the air, left field, it's fairly deep, going back on his Keller, still going back, and it's gone! A leadoff bomb for Holden Breeze. How about that, getting your team on the board right away? It's his 2nd of the year as he goes deep to left field, and on the first time he makes contact with the ball here at Lee Jordan Field, it's out of here, 1-0 Miners here in the first.
Well, usually the job of the leadoff man is simply to get on and help the teammates behind him, but Holden Breeze wasting no time putting that one out of the yard, and the Miners already on the board.
Next up to the plate is the switch-hitting outfielder from Grand Canyon University, Tyler Wilson, as he hacks on the first pitch and fouls it away.
Pretty tough to follow up a leadoff homer, but Wilson's been able to generate a lot of his own offense in the last week. Not only has he been one of the hottest bats for the Miners, but also been drawing a number of walks as well.
As there is a called strike number 2. Estrada way ahead now. Estrada comes into this game without a win on the year. He's 0-3 overall. Estrada winds the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Pulled the string on it. Wilson back to the dugout. First out of the inning, and that would be Casey Rother.
Well, nice job by Estrada there. Always tough after starting your day off with a home run, but able to clock back in for the next batter. Now we're going to see if Casey Rother can keep applying the pressure here early.
Rother, a .298 batter coming in. 2 home runs, 17 RBIs for him on the year. He leads this team by far in doubles. He's got the only Miner actually in double digit for doubles. Nobody else on the team has more than 4. He's got 10. He sits 1-0 in the count. Estrada back to the line as this pitch is swung on and fouled away.
That foul ball brought to you by Scott Bleeker of Prime Lending.
1-1 here on Casey Rother from Tamaqua, Pennsylvania, Lehigh University. On deck is Nick Sorelli. As the 1-1 pitch is a breaking ball off the plate, it'll go 2-1. Like I said, the Miners back-to-back games here in Chugiak. Tomorrow, 6 p.m. start time as well. As the 2-1 from Estrada. Swung on and hit into right field, and that's going to get down for a hit. Rother in at first. It's a 1-out single, and now we're going to get Nick Sorelli to the plate.
Well, now Estrada really seems like he's living up to the numbers he has on the year.
Yeah, he's come in, his whip's sitting around 1.75 on the year, and now it's going to be Nick Sorelli, who actually comes into this game with an even 30 walks on the year, and he's just 7 away from setting the Miners' single-season record, actually, in walks.
I think it would take a lot for Sorelli to not actually reach that at this point.
With the way he's been going, it would take a lot, because the Miners, obviously, they have, I believe after today, 6 left, so they have 7 left, including today, plus the playoffs, so it would take a lot, considering how he's been going, to not get it, as there's ball 1.
It's not like we're going to see him get 4 walks a night like he did last night, but he has arguably the best eye on this team.
ABL leader in walks by a long shot as well. Also the ABL leader in home runs. As that pitch is off the plate and it's gone 2-0 on Sorelli.
I'm sure Rother would appreciate either a walk or a home run right now.
Rother off of first. The Miners, it's been a tale of 2 games. Both times they've been in Chugiak. First game they scored 7. Second game they were held off the scoreboard. As it goes 3-0 to Sorelli.
So maybe trying to pick up number 31 right away. On deck circle is Tyler Rando, who added his own RBI last night.
3-0 count. Here's the offering. And it missed downstairs, ball 4. So Sorelli up to 31 walks now on the year. It's a 4-pitch walk for Estrada, and now 2 on, 1 out. We're going to get Tyler Rando, the catcher, stepping in. Rando on the year, coming in, hitting at a .293 clip. Really picked it up as of late. Homer and 18 RBIs on the year. He actually leads this Miners club in RBIs. Estrada not really having anybody hold on Rother at second. Little look by Campbell as the first pitch is a fastball, bottom of the zone, strike number 1.
Maybe that's all he needed, just to see it called once after walking Sorelli on as minimal pitches as possible.
0-1 count on Tyler Rando. Here it is, breaking ball, and it did not catch the top of the zone. 1-1. Rando from Gonzaga University, a native of San Jose, California. Also comes into this game with 4 doubles on top of that home run. 15 walks as well. As he stands in, here's the pitch, and it misses low and away. Taking that, and he moves it to 2-1.
Right now, we're just seeing the patience of this Miner offense. You'd mentioned in previous broadcasts, least in the ABL in strikeouts, and it's not very close either.
They sit at the bottom. in the strikeout category. It's 2-1 on Rando, and it's a breaking ball off the plate again, and Justin Estrada is one pitch away from loading up the bases.
You had mentioned before we even started our broadcast that you thought tonight was the day we would really see him well.
Just no batting practice. It's something about no batting practice. And even if I worked for a minor league team named the Dayton Dragons a couple summers ago, and they didn't take batting practice, I believe, 4 times at home. In 3 of those games, they scored over 10 runs. There's a walk to Rando, and now the bases are loaded. So home run, strikeout, single, walk here. And now we're going to get Aaron Walters with the sacks full.
And we all know what Wally does best. Lay down that sacrifice hit as pretty as anybody else on the minors. Right now, that would get one more run across, but they might let him just hack away. Bases loaded, and nobody really seems to be struggling with what Estrada's putting out there.
Estrada's struggling with the strike zone, too, so Walters is going to be a little bit cautious here, but you could think maybe that he's going to put something down the middle, but we're going to have a pitching change already. So right-hander trotting in from the bullpen. Justin Estrada's day is done after just a third of an inning. So we're going to go to a short break. We'll tell you about the new pitcher when we come back here from Herman Brothers Field. Back after a short break here at Lee Jordan Field as the new pitcher on is Honus Keinrich, a right-hander from Biola University, on for the Chinooks as Justin Estrada made it through 5 batters, only getting 1 out, and he's already removed, so clearly this game's pretty big for the Chinooks. Obviously, big implications. They can be eliminated as early as tomorrow. Keinrich on the year, though, has been one of the best relievers in the ABL. 27 and a third innings, 20 hits. He's allowed 9 runs, but only 3 of which have been earned. So that equates out to an ERA of .99. He's got 21 strikeouts, 12 walks, a 2-0 record. No saves of note as he's coming on into a big situation. It's going to be Walters at the plate, Ferreira in the on-deck circle, bases loaded, only 1 out.
And I think the call of Keinrich this early in the game is just proof of how much this means for the Chinooks. They want to keep their chance for hosting a playoff game here at Lee Jordan Field for the first time in their history.
Magic number sits at 3, so with the win tonight, the Miners just need one more win or a Chinooks loss. So obviously a win on Saturday would do that, but if they do get it down to one and can't end up winning one of the games, they could clinch on Monday, doubleheader against the Anchorage Glacier Pilots at home. Walters stepping into the plate next, the Angelo State Ram, left-handed hitter, as he looks to greet Kindridge with a couple of inherited runs scoring. On the year, Walters coming in at a .238 clip, 1 home run, 8 RBIs, 6 walks to 12 strikeouts. First pitch to him here is a swing and a foul off Joe Keel behind the plate. It's going to be 0-1.
And Keel might be counting himself lucky that Walters even made contact with that pitch, as that could have easily been a wild pitch and Casey Rother scoring.
Count sits at 0-1. Rother off of third, Sorelli off of second, Rando off of first. Corner infield in, middle infield back. This pitch is swung on and lined into a double play. It's going to go Mullins to Campbell, and how about that? Honus Kindridge comes on for the Chinooks and immediately gets a double play. So that'll go 6-4. A line-out double play. Miners leave them loaded in the first, but not before a leadoff home run off the bat of Holden Breeze. He goes deep to left field for his second home run of the year. So we're going to take a short break here from Lee Jordan Field and be back for the bottom of the first. Miners 1, Chinooks 0. Back here from Chugiak as left-hander Darwin Matos goes to the mound for the Miners. Matos, the left-hander from Felician University, coming in to get the start today for the Miners. Matos on the year has been about as good as you can get. 8 1/3 innings of scoreless baseball. 2 games, 1 start. His last game came against the Anchorage Glacier, or actually rather the Anchorage Bucs, I believe, last week. 8 1/3 innings. It's been 3 hits, 4 walks. He's allowed 1 run, but that run was not earned. He hasn't taken a decision yet and has picked up a save.
Well, he made his appearance nearly right after he even showed up here in Palmer, and it made us wonder why he wasn't playing summer ball before he came out here.
Yeah, he's got a live arm. He can get up into the low 90s with the fastball. New Jersey native. He'll take the mound as the Miners face Mullins, Bats, Brazil here as we start the bottom of the first. Miners left and loaded. Honus Kindridge, reliever, coming on in just 2 pitches and getting out of a bases-loaded jam.
But he does still inherit a 1-run lead here early. It's always easier playing with a lead. You can play a lot bit more relaxed when you're on the mound.
John Mark Mullins, who's been the signal of consistent, I guess you can say. He's been a consistent guy at the top of this order all year for this Chinooks club, coming in as their top batter, 310 batter. He's got no homers, 13 RBIs, has also worked 21 walks. Stands in. First pitch from Matos is at the belt, strike 1. Mullins plays his college baseball at the University of Alabama, Birmingham.
It's not surprising to see him take that first pitch. He always seems to focus more on gauging the pitches as the game goes on. That's why he's been so good at the plate so far this year.
Matos comes back with a fastball, and that one's going to be inside, so count goes 1-1. Miners defensive alignment outfield. Left to right in left field, Wilson, Donovan, and then over in right field, Mike Ferreira. Infield left to right, Rother, Bermudez, Breeze, Walters. 1-1 pitches, up high, 2-1. Pitcher, catcher, battery, Matos and Rando.
Mullins in the last week has even been ahead of his usual average, batting .400 in the last week, 4 hits on 13 at-bats. So he's definitely been lively at the plate.
He stands in there and watches a called strike 2 fastball on the outer edge. Matos coming with a lot of fastballs early. Top 2 hitters on this Chinooks team represent the top of the lineup, 1-2. Bat stands in the on-deck circle. I believe this is the only time all year, though, we've seen Mullins in the 1 hole and Bats in the 2. It's usually the other way around.
Seems like they have a lot of different mix-ups for today's game, trying to break out all the stops in order to beat the Miners, but this one might be their first out.
So that ball is popped up into foul ground. Walters taking a couple of back pedal steps, and he'll make the catch in foul ground. So 1 away, and now up for the Chinooks is going to be center fielder Will Batts from the Masters University. Will Batts coming in to today's game is a big-time base-stealing thief on the year for Will Batts. He's got 5 steals, 2 caught stealings. He hasn't been as big of a base stealer lately. He had a bunch of steals earlier. This Chinooks team will run. On the year, they have 43 stolen bases. As first pitch there, he squares the bunt, but doesn't make... Rather, he did make a little bit of contact. Tipped in the mitt for the strike.
Batts' numbers actually remind me a lot of the same man right behind him at the plate, Tyler Rando. Nearly a .300 batting average and one of the highest contributors in RBIs on his team.
He stands in and fouls away, and that's even more impressive considering he's in the 1 hole most games. He's been at the 1-2 slot all year. On deck is Joe Brazil, third baseman. We haven't seen a ton of yet. No Pate Fullerton in the lineup today. He's usually been the third baseman whenever these 2 teams square off, but he's on the bench today.
No Patty McCormick either, so taking out a lot of the fun names for us.
0-2 pitch, and that one is a bit high, so Matos going 1-2.
Yeah, you see
like
the
major league just a bit outside.
We have the chain link fence obviously right in front of our box here, so if you get a little shaky, make sure you just focus on the corners of the screen so we don't get any motion sickness.
Count sits at 1-2 on Will Batts. Matos, 5'10", left-hander, goes to it. Here's the 1-2, and he struck him out swinging. Overhand breaking ball. Give him the hook, and there is strikeout number 1 for Darwin Matos. Back to the bench goes Will Batts, and now we're going to get Joe Brazil.
And make it double digits on his ABL career for Darwin Matos. That would be number 10, sitting him down swinging that time.
Joe Brazil from Gardner-Webb University, that's in North Carolina. He's a Mendocino Community College transfer, so JUCO Bandits stepping in with 2 outs.
Right now, they're not really putting up much of a whimper in response to that strong top inning from the Miners. So, right now, Matsu definitely seems like they're the ones setting the tone in this early game.
Brazil comes into this game with 2 home runs on the year and 9 RBIs, a 246 batter as he goes 1-0. Colby Ferris has actually caught fire as of late. He's almost caught Sorelli in the home run lead. He's up to 4 home runs on the year. Chinooks team, we said it a bunch earlier in the year. They didn't hit it for a lot of power, but they really picked it up as this ball's flown into right field, but it's a can of corn out there for the right fielder. And that'll end the bottom of the first. So no runs, no hits, no errors. That's a pretty clean inning for Darwin Matos.
And he just does what he always does. You seem pretty confident and lulled into a sense of security whenever he's on the mound. Another inning of scoreless baseball under his belt, and now he's over 9 on the year.
So we'll get the bottom of the Miners order to kick off the top of the second. That order is going to be Ferreira, Donovan, Bermudez. We'll step aside for just a minute. Honus Keinrich back out on the mound for the Chinooks, and he's probably out there for the immediate future as we step away here from Lee Jordan Field. We start the top of the second inning, and we're going to get the right fielder, Mike Ferreira, coming to the plate for the Miners. He'll lead it off. Ferreira in to face Keinrich as the first pitch blown away, but caught the corner, strike one. Ferreira from Westchester University.
Not surprising to see them trying to incorporate him back into their lineup more in these later season games, too.
He's picked it up in the second half of the year, certainly, as he's now down 0-2. Ferreira standing back in, a .217 hitter, but he's come a long way as of late. Home run and 6 RBIs to his total as well, as this pitch is swung on and almost hit the man in the on-deck circle, Patrick Donovan. Ball seared right over his head for a foul ball.
Yeah, he's going to have to get an apology from his teammate for that one. Donovan's a tall dude, so if that one was just maybe a little bit lower, he might have lost a few inches off the top.
Ferreira also 9 walks on the year to just 6 strikeouts. So a positive 1.33 base on ball to strikeout ratio as that pitch is low for a ball, 1-2. Ferreira back in now. The 1-2 from Keinrich is a swing and a miss. Overhand breaking ball, looked like a curve there. Ferreira struck out, and now we're going to get Patrick Donovan, the center fielder.
Beat goes on for Keinrich. That's number 22 on the year. 22 strikeouts to 12 walks. That's nearly a double ratio. That's pretty excellent for any pitcher.
Patrick Donovan, who got his first hit yesterday in a minor uniform, a RBI single to right field. Swings and fouls that first pitch away. Gave the Miners a lead in, I believe, the third inning. 0-1 on Donovan from Phoenix, Arizona. Chandler Gilbert Community College. As he swings here and tips that one foul towards the Miner dugout, he's quickly behind 0-2.
You can definitely tell the change in pace the Miners are dealing with between Keinrich and Estrada. Keinrich has a lot more of a dominant attack kind of approach at the mound.
0-2 from Keinrich. Just off the outside edge. He barely missed with the fastball and to go 1-2. Donovan, left-handed batter. Pretty much even-keeled stance. Bat on the shoulder. As this ball is fouled back over towards the Miners dugout, David Bermudez grabs that one actually in the on-deck circle, and it'll stay 1-2.
Donovan also was one of a few Miner players putting in some extra work in the cages before he left. Same as the man behind him in the on-deck circle, David Bermudez.
Pretty overcast day here in Chugiak. There was some rain in the forecast earlier as this ball is popped up into foul ground. Keel making it run over to the stands, but it's going to get out of play. It was raining actually moderately hard a little bit earlier in the early afternoon in Matsu. It's raining a little bit here when we got to Chugiak, but rain pretty much subsided by now, and it's just overcast with some clouds.
And that's the kind of time you really appreciate this turf infield, holding up a lot better from the rain we had earlier.
Good to go here today. 1-2. Swung on and hit hard, but foul up the first baseline rather, and it's going to stay 1-2.
Well, not getting a hit at the moment, but what he is doing is running up that number for Heinrich.
Heinrich, maybe a reliever. This is 15th appearance of the year, but in 28 plus innings, he's certainly no stranger to throwing multiple innings at one time. He's going to be tasked with at least the short future here, as the 1-2 is inside, so Donovan working a nice at bat. He evens it up at 2-2.
It was a great at bat from Donovan, really making him work for it, and he might be able to work his way even further into account should he keep fouling balls off.
2-2. David Bermudez stands on deck as there's a breaking ball just outside. Joe Keel thought he may have had him ring up. Instead, count goes full on Patrick Donovan, so he's worked this at bat. And the left-hander will stand back in. 3-2. Here it comes from Heinrich. And it's swung on and fouled off again up the first base line. So Donovan working a really nice at-bat here.
Donovan also yet to be walked on the season so far.
Very close to his first. Stands back in. Here comes the 3-2 once again, and it's way up high with the breaking ball. How about that at bat for Patrick Donovan? Working the count, was down in the count, fouling off pitches, worked back, and takes a one-out walk.
That's just some real patience. It can really get into the head of a hitter. The longer you go, you feel like you can't make a mistake. But Donovan just seemed to get more calm as it went on.
David Bermudez from Rider University, East Brunswick, New Jersey, steps in. Bottom of the order, Holden Breeze, who had that leadoff home run, stands in the on-deck circle as Bermudez hacks at the first pitch, and this ball is fouled off down the right field line. 0-1 on David Bermudez. It's not as many people on the hill here at Chugiak as we saw last time. There's just one tent up there. I think it's just one person actually in that tent. Last time we saw 10, 12 people kind of spread out. As there's a breaking ball down the dirt, Donovan got a huge jump off first. He'll go back. Keel thought about maybe a snap there. A ball slipped away from him, though. And the count will go to 1-1.
Maybe Donovan should have gone for it the way Keel was gripping that ball. He likely would have made it. But yeah, there's not as many people likely don't want to be climbing a hill in some slick conditions, but there is two dogs past center field.
Yeah, it is pretty muddy up there. I would not attempt that, quite honestly. It was hard enough when we went up there when it was dry. Count stands at 1-1 on David Bermudez. Donovan going here as this pitch is shot right where Cal Campbell was. Rounding second is Patrick Donovan. He'll get into third standing up. So a hit and run worked to perfection there. It's a base hit for David Bermudez. And for the second straight inning, the Miners have traffic on the bases with just one away.
Took some time to adjust, but you're absolutely right. They are now applying just as much pressure to Heinrich. With only one out here, the bottom of the lineup really started generating some offense.
Holden Breeze, who went deep his first at-bat, gets a chance here. 2 home runs on the year for Breeze. And yeah, you don't steal Donovan there, that's probably a double play. Probably would have been 4-6-3 double play. Instead, the second baseman Campbell, who went over to cover the bag, just kind of stood there helplessly as the ball went easily into right field. Donovan got the running start easily into third.
They're still checking on him, so maybe Heinrich a bit unrattled by that last play.
Bermudez on the year has 3 steals. He has not been caught yet, so could see him in motion. As that pitch is swung on, hit in the air, left center field, bats camping under it. Donovan's going to tag. Here's the throw to the plate, and it's going to be cut off. Going into second, Bermudez heads up play, and he's in there. 2-0 Miners. There's a sac fly off the bat of Holden Breeze. He's having a really good day so far. Home run, sac fly. Bermudez heads up play to head into second, and it's 2-0 Miners here with 2 away in the second.
Well, Breeze came to Chugiak with a healthy amount of ribeyes on his plate today. And now we're going to see if Tyler Wilson can do the same.
Tyler Wilson, who struck out his first at-bat, comes in. That's once again from the left side. First pitch to him is a breaking ball, and that missed upstairs and away. 1-0.
I'm not sure anyone would have swung at that beautiful pitch in idea, at least. That rainbow curve nearly came back into the zone.
1-0 on Wilson. Bermudez kind of edging off second as this ball is grounded right to Cal Campbell over at second base. He'll field and go to first. 4-3 ground out. That'll end the second, but for the second consecutive inning, the Miners get a sole run. This time, it's a sac fly off the bat of Holden Breeze.
And as long as Holden keeps getting up to the plate, it seems like he's ready to produce today for the Miners. So everybody else stringing together hits to set up who seems to be their RBI man for the day.
So we'll head to the bottom of the second. It's Miners 2, Chinooks nothing. We'll be back here in just a short minute from Lee Jordan Field in Chugiak, Alaska. Back here as we start the bottom of the second. Darwin Matos back out to the mound for your Miners. First inning went about as good as you can get as he went 1-2-3, got a strikeout against Will Batts, and now stepping up to the plate is going to be the cleanup hitter Colby Ferris, who we have mostly seen near the 6, 7, 8 spot this year, but like I said an inning ago, he's really picked it up in the home run category, up to 4 on the year, Tarleton State University.
And he's been moved here for the same reason that Sorelli and Rother have been R3 and 4 all year. They get on consistently, and they can usually empty those bags if there's anyone in front of them.
Harris standing in now. Lefty on righty matchup as Matos goes to the line, and his first pitch is swung on it, hit hard down the left field line, but that's going to go foul. Be Ferris, and then Josh Scheck and Hayden Keller here in the second for the Chinooks. Ferris, a .237 batter coming in, 4 home runs, 12 RBIs. He's drawn 12 walks, but the one thing about Ferris's game, he actually has more at-bats than anybody else on this Chinooks team with 118, is he does have 36 strikeouts as there's a breaking ball for a strike, and it's quickly 0-2 on Ferris.
Matos is continuing to try and keep these Chinooks off the bags. He had a whip of .88 coming into today, not a whole lot of company around him.
Lines the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Got him on the off speed, and quickly down for the first out of the inning is Colby Ferris.
Well, you're feeling a little comfortable right now if you're the Miners. Already been through your lineup once, and your guy on the mound is absolutely dealing so far.
Good strikeout there for him, and now Josh Scheck from California Irvine steps to the plate. Interesting about Josh Scheck is his dad actually played some time in the San Francisco Giants minor league system, so some baseball bloodlines there as he steps in, the first baseman. First pitch to Scheck is swung on and grounded right to Bermudez. He'll charge it. Throw to first is high, but in time, and that's a easy out number 2.
This kind of infield definitely benefits a defender like Bermudez, who likes to charge a lot of the balls. They take that high bounce, and he's able to make plays so much easier.
Hayden Keller next to the plate. Hayden Keller on the year, 244 batter, 78 at-bats. He's got 19 hits. No homers, but he does have 14 RBIs, which actually leads this Chinook club, so not even really near the top in at-bats, but he's got plenty of RBIs to his total. He stands in now, lefty on lefty. First pitch to him is up and away, ball 1. Keller from Mendocino College. 1-0 is a fastball for a strike, and it's 1-1. Keller batted .378 this spring at Mendocino with 4 home runs and 26 RBIs. Matos goes back to the line and fires. Breaking ball, curveball, strike number 2. So Matos goes ahead now on Keller.
He's really taking advantage of that push and pull tactic, not letting him get really comfortable with any speed pitch.
Matos winds the 1-2 and thought about it, but straight away from it. Breaking ball in the dirt. It's ball 2.
It's probably the smartest decision that Hayden Keller has made so far. I don't think Darwin had any idea of putting that one in the zone.
He winds, goes back to it. Here's the 2-2. Bit high. It'll go 3-2. Standing on deck, if Hayden Keller could reach, would be Johnny Graham, the DH.
Graham has some pop in his bat as well, similar to Ferris. Both of them are capable of putting something deep in the field.
3-2 pitch. Here it comes. And he struck him out swinging. Fastball up in the zone. Down goes Hayden Keller. Give Darwin Matos 3 punch-outs, as he's been about as good as you can get through 2 innings.
And they don't want to rely entirely on that, so they're likely going to continue to try and tack on runs. They've been able to add 1 in each inning so far, hopefully able to do the same in the third.
So we will head to the third here at Lee Jordan Field. Miners 2, Chinooks nothing. We'll be back here as we start the top of the third from Lee Jordan Field. Stepping into the plate as we start the top of the third is the meat of the Miners order. 3-4-5 as Casey Rother stands in. First pitch, he hits a foul ball. Rother's first trip to the plate went opposite field with a single. He was stranded at third to end that inning. It'll be Rother, Sorelli, Rando here in the third. Miners 1 run in each of the first 2 innings. As there's fastball off the plate, 1-1. Heinrich back out on the mound for the Chinooks. No activity down the pen, so it's going to be Heinrich. 1-1 pitch is called a strike on the inside corner, and it's going to be 1-2 on Casey Rother. Rother from Lehigh University, Tamaqua, Pennsylvania. Where's number 48? Both teams in, as this pitch is inside with the breaking ball. As I was saying, both teams are in non-whites today. The Miners in their alternate greens, the Chinooks in their home reds. So both colorful jerseys on the field today. 2-2 on Casey Rother. He swings here and lines this one down the right field line, and that'll hit the fence in foul territory. Still 2-2 on Rother.
Extending Heinrich even longer. He only averages about 2 innings per appearance, so a stretched third could really end up coming back to bite the Chinooks.
certainly will not be available for tomorrow at this rate, as this ball is stung over to second, but Cal Campbell's right there. He's got it. Throw is low to Scheck, but he's able to field it cleanly. One away here to start the third. It'll be Nick Sorelli next into the box for the Miners.
Sorelli already managed to draw one walk so far today, just inching closer to that record.
31 on the year for Sorelli. 4-pitch walk his first time up. That one skips way in front of the plate, about 58 feet. Strike, or rather ball number 1.
At one point, I'm kind of curious if Sorelli goes up more with the idea that I'm going to get a hit or I'm going to get a walk.
At this point, just take what you like, and he hasn't gotten what he likes as this ball is swung on and hit in the air into center field. Sounded better off the bat, as running it down in left center field is Will Batts. That's out number 2. Next, it'll be Tyler Rando.
So far, this has been the least offensive production from the Miners in these 3 short innings we've had. Still holding on to that 2-0 lead.
Tyler Rando, who walked back in the first inning, strides into the plate. Rando standing in as the first pitch from Heinrich is off the outside, ball number 1. Chinooks play pretty much on the corners. Along the line, Scheck over at first is near the line. Third baseman, Brazil, way over the line at third base. As there's ball 2 to Rando.
Seems like Rando's really slipped into Sorelli's shoes after that last out. He has a very different approach, though. He doesn't necessarily just stay still. He always likes to move his arms up whenever he's laying off of a pitch.
2-0 on Rando. Heinrich sets, fires, and that is a strike at the knees. It'll go 2-1 on Tyler Rando.
It was a good pitch that time from Heinrich after attacking high for the last 2 balls.
2-1. Rando back in. Here it is. Way inside. Breaking ball over his head, actually. 3-1.
Well, if Rando wasn't awake before that pitch, that was a bit of a wake-up call for him.
Chinooks defense really shaded towards the line. Even at shortstop and second base, they're not really playing all that up the middle. Tons of real estate right back up the box. 3-1 pitch is in the dirt, skipped before the plate. That's another walk for Tyler Rando, his second 3-1 walk of the day, as he'll reach first base with 2 outs.
So Rando's not ready for this inning to end just yet. We'll see if Walters is able to follow suit and keep this scoring streak alive.
Walters lined into a double play his first trip up. Line to the shortstop Mullins, who caught Nick Sorelli in no man's land as this first pitch is grounded up the right side. It gets past the first baseman Scheck, but Heinrich covering does an excellent job, as well as Cal Campbell backing up Scheck in short right field down the line. So that'll be the last out of the Miners' third.
When it slipped by the first baseman Scheck, I thought for sure that was going to get down. If you're Aaron Walters, you did nearly everything right, but you just got punished by some good defense.
Cal Campbell goes to Honus Heinrich, and that'll end the third. So we're through 2.5 here in Chugiak. It's Miners 2, Chinooks nothing. Darwin Matos back out to the mound, and we'll be back after just a short break here from Lee Jordan Field. We start the bottom of the third here from Lee Jordan Field, as it'll be the bottom of the order for the Chinooks. Darwin Matos has been about as good as you can get through 2 innings, 3 strikeouts, has allowed a hit or a walk. Johnny Graham, the designated hitter, to the plate to start the third.
6 up, 6 down. Can't ask for too much more efficiency than that.
Graham stands in from the right side. First pitch is low, ball 1. Graham comes into this game scuffling at the plate. 187 batter on the year. He's got 28 strikeouts in 91 at-bats. 1 home run, 11 RBIs though. 1-0 from Matos is a fastball, and it caught the upper part of the zone near the belt area, and it's 1-1.
University of Northern Colorado waiting on the next pitch.
Comes the 1-1 from Matos. And it's swung on, hit in the air, left field, but pretty much straight up as Tyler Wilson retreats a couple of steps to make the catch in left. And 7 up, 7 down so far for Darwin Matos. And next to the plate is going to be the catcher from UAB, Joe Keel.
It's really a luxury for these minors to have Wilson's speed over in left field. Now that they've added Donovan, he's really been moved to the sides of the yard. And it's going to be a lot harder for anything to drop in left field with him and his wheels.
Keel, an Alabama native, pretty clearly there playing Sweet Home Alabama. I feel like every Major League Baseball player from Alabama uses that walk up as the first pitch.
Yeah,
is
where's
a
the originality,
fastball for
guys?
Strike 1. Sam Thompson uses it, even though he's from Georgia.
He's a special case.
I tell him this every single day. You're from Georgia. He's like, I'm 10 minutes from the Alabama line.
Yeah, he's from Bremen.
Bremen. I still don't know how to pronounce it. I've gotten it wrong so many times. Pitch is up with the breaking ball, 1-1. Keel comes in just a bit over the Mendoza line, 205 hitter on the year, no homers, 5 RBIs. 15 of 73 on the year, splits time behind the plate with Matt Magno. As the 1-1 is in the basement, ball number 2.
And good news for you, the Reds just beat the Cardinals 6-5.
They did?
Yes, they did.
They were down 5-3. They're not gonna make the playoffs. They might as well sell now.
Hey, celebrate the small victories,
man. I am
man.
very anti-Reds right now because I have a little bit of
Let's go back to the broadcast like a month ago.
I have a hateful relationship with the Reds Owner podcast, Delaney, and I make that well known.
Want to go back to a broadcast about a month ago?
No, I don't. I cannot stand Bobcast Delaney. 2-2 here for Matos on Joe Keel. Left-hander goes to the line. Here comes the break-even pitch, and it's spiked in the dirt, so it's going to go 3-2 on Joe Keel.
That was spiked before it even reached the brown turf at home plate, so gonna have to dial it back in and try and calibrate the zone again.
Matos, second full count of the day, as he'll step off before the 3-2, get some extra time, and go back to it. On deck, bottom of the order, and Cal Campbell. The 3-2 from Matos. Swung on and grounded back to him. He knocks it down. Good play by Darwin. His throw to first is in the dirt, but takes a hop right to Sorelli. It was a really nonchalant throw over to first base, but hey, got the job done. 2 away.
I think that throw was not what everybody was expecting. Usually you maybe have an underhand toss or anything like that. Matos has his own style, but so far it's worked through the first 8.
So 8 up, 8 down. Cal Campbell, Stephen F. Austin University, stepping to the plate. Second baseman made that nice play to end the minor half of the third.
Let's see if Matos remembered that play and if he's got something special for Campbell.
First pitch to Cal Campbell, fastball, and it missed in. 1-0.
That didn't hit the zone, but I'm pretty sure they liked that placement a lot.
Yeah, that was a good spot. Just missed. And that's going to generate a lot of swings in that area. 1-0 pitch from Matos. Swung on and hit over to Bermudez on a line. He'll make the catch. And how about that? Darwin Matos goes through the Chinooks order first time perfect. No runs, no hits. So he's been really good so far and has added 3 strikeouts to that total.
Well, it's always a nice safety blanket for your offense when your pitcher is just dominating on the mound. So far, he's made it through 3, and they haven't really had much to worry about. So we'll see if the Miners are able to keep building up that lead while they still have his presence on the mound.
So we'll head to the 4th. Miners 2, Chinooks 0. We'll be back here from Lee Jordan Field in Chugiak in just a moment. We start the 4th inning here in Chugiak as Mike Ferreira, the right fielder, is first up to the plate. Ferreira's first trip yielded a strikeout. He'll look for some success this trip. First pitch to him is off the plate, and we're underway to start the 4th. Honus Kynrich back out on the mound. He's gotten 8 of the 9 outs on the Miners so far today.
And there is still no signs of anybody starting to warm up or even get into their warm-ups. Everyone seems to be pretty much chilling in both bullpens. As you can see, the Miners are fully relaxed, but maybe we have our first candidate walking down now for the Chinooks.
Yeah, Matt Magno is walking down to the bullpen right now with the mask as this ball is popped up on the lip of the grass, and second baseman Cal Campbell will field that. Ferreira pops out, one away, and it'll be Patrick Donovan.
Ferreira's not going to say it out loud, but you could tell he was frustrated with the way he tossed his bat. That's his pitch that he usually likes to get a hold of.
Donovan, who worked that long at-bat his first time and came out with a walk, came around to score on a sac fly. He went first to third before that on a single by Bermudez as he pops this one up into short left. Mullins going out, Keller coming in, and Mullins dropped it. Oh man, you rarely see a mistake from John Mark Mullins. That is certainly not an ordinary mistake by him as he ranged out, had in his glove, but just couldn't squeeze it. So Donovan will reach. It'll be interesting to see how that will be scored. They're going to score it a hit, not an error on Mullins. Certainly a play, though, he should have made.
Play I honestly think most of us expect him to make.
You don't see those errors out of John Mark Mullins.
No, but I think Patrick Donovan's enjoying playing at Lee Jordan. Already 2 for 2 on his day, or 1 for 1 with that walk.
Bermudez stands in and takes a check swing, maybe a sword type of swing around. 0-1. On deck, Holden Breeze, who's had about as good of day as you can get. Home run, sac fly. Heinrich at the set, the 0-1. Swung on and popped up, and that's going to drift back out of play. Bermudez quickly behind 0-2.
So now you're in an 0-2. You might want to go for a stab or poke simply through the infield instead of trying to swing past the infield defenders. That's what got him past and brought Donovan to third the first time he was at the plate.
0-2 on Bermudez, who really battles when down and counts. As he swings here and grounds this one over to third. Nice sliding stop. Brazil to second. The Campbell throw over to first is not in time, and the throw was high either way. But that's a really nice play down there by Joe Brazil to get the force out at second. Brazil makes that play. 2 away, stepping to the plate, Holden Breeze.
As an RBI in each of his at-bats so far today, if he wants to keep that going, he might have to take this 1 yard again because, well, Bermudez isn't slow. He's definitely not the speediest Miner they have on the roster.
3 steals on the air for Bermudez as he stands off first. Probably won't see the wheels in motion here with 2 outs, but you never know. Miners steal the least out of any team in the ABL. First pitch there is downstairs, ball 1.
While that might be seen as non-aggressive, it also prevents them from stacking up a lot of those unnecessary outs. And the more they walk, the more they can extend those innings.
As here, take it off Bermudez. He does go down there, throw to second. Was going to be in time, but the throw was offline, and Bermudez collided with Campbell as the throw got to him offline, so no chance for Campbell to make the play. It'll go down as a steal. It's Bermudez's 4th of the year, and he still hasn't been caught yet.
And it looked awfully similar to Jose Bautista sliding into second situation we'd seen before.
Yeah, they ran right into each other at second. Throw was offline from Keel. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. Good block by Joe Keel to prevent that from going anywhere. It'll be 2-1. Outfield playing pretty much straight up. The left fielder Keller is playing more towards the gap than the line, so anything down the line, even softly hit, will certainly score Bermudez. 2-1 from Heinrich. Swung on and grounded to short. Up with it. No, it's bobbled by Mullins, and there's going to be no outs recorded. So how about that? John Mark Mullins, who's been one of the best fielders in the ABL, can't squeeze the pop-up, and that one's definitely going to go down as an error right at him off the glove, and it's going to be 1st and 3rd with 2 outs.
I was going to say, if that wasn't an error before, it's most definitely one now. A nightmare inning so far for a model of consistency this whole year.
Tyler Wilson, 0 for 2 today. He's got a chance to knock it a run here. 3rd at-bat of the day for Wilson. Runners on the corners. First pitch upstairs and away, ball 1.
That was a pretty obvious throw out. They saw Holden taking a few too many steps off first.
Breeze can certainly steal bags. As it sits 1-0 here on Wilson. As he watches his second pitch, strike there on the outside edge, 1-1.
Wilson looking for his first RBI of the day. Second minor that could drive in a run.
Break-even pitch, breaking ball off the edge. Breeze takes off for second late, and he's going to get in there. So that's going to go down as a steal. Breeze actually stopped at second momentarily to look at Keel, who kind of faked a throw, maybe to get a throw out of him down there and get Bermudez home. He didn't throw, so it'll go down as a steal for Breeze.
That hesitation didn't end up biting the minors there, but any kind of hesitation on the base path is generally not going to go your way.
2-1 pitches, swung on and missed for a strike. Maybe a little low, but Wilson hacking, so now it's 2-2. Anything to the outfield with, gotta imagine with the speed that Breeze has, is going to score 2. 2-2 pitch. On the way. Swung on and grounded foul up the first baseline, so Wilson will stay alive to see another.
Doesn't seem like Tyler wants to take a walk right now. He's got bigger things on his mind.
Wilson looking for his first hit of the day. Heinrich, a long look in, and now he sets. Here's the pitch. Up and away. Good take there by Tyler. And we got a full count here with Casey Rother standing on deck.
Yeah, not the opponent you want to see in the on-deck circle. This full count could be a very pivotal pitch for Heinrich's evening today.
3-2, something's got to give. Here it is, and it swung on and popped up into foul ground, and it'll drift back out of play down the third baseline. Wilson's still alive, Heinrich still working. Cal Campbell at second base playing way towards the hole. 3-2 once again. Swung on and hammered, but right at Josh Scheck, who goes down low to make the grab. Wilson hit it hard, just right at Josh Scheck. The Miners straying a couple here in the 4th.
All kudos to Scheck's reaction time, because I blinked and that ball was already in his glove. That was easily the highest exit velo we've had of any shot today, but regardless, the inning ends for the Miners.
So the Miners get runners on first and third thanks to a couple of defensive miscues, but can't bring them around. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth. Miners 2, Chinooks 0. We'll be back here from Chugiak in just a few moments. Back here as we start the fourth, and Darwin Matos is going to get the top of the order. Nobody yet has reached against him. Leadoff hitter John Mark Mullins. Mullins his first time up. Obviously, like the rest of the lineup, he was out.
We're also starting to get a little bit more sunshine here. It's been overcast for most of the day, but definitely seems like it's lighting up at least a little bit.
You can see the shadow of the mountain in the background. Gorgeous view here at Lee Jordan Field. As first pitch coming from Matos. Breaking ball beauty over the top, strike number 1.
Matos is giving them no reason to doubt his ability to go deep in this game so far.
He stands in the 0-1. Here it comes. Swung on and tapped slowly down to third. Rother on the charge. Backhand throw to first is in time. Mullins sliding head first into first base, but Rother's throw beat him there. He's got a ton of speed going up the line, but Rother's strong arm gets him one away.
And the crowd of umpires here at Lee Jordan Field was definitely not in agreement with that call. That was the closest Matos has been to having a man get on so far.
That was a really close play, and I gotta say, I think that may be one of the only times this year I've seen somebody slide into first base. Mullins clearly not afraid of it, as now Matos gets Will Batts, who he struck out back in the first, and there's another breaking ball for strike 1.
Well, Matos is looking to take control of another at-bat. He's been ahead of most hitters he's faced so far.
He goes back to the line now, and here comes the 0-1. Breaking ball again. This time it missed away. 1-1. The Chinooks team, as a team this year, came in hitting .241, the best average team in the ABL. They've also increased their power as of late, just 2 home runs behind the Miners, with 12. Miners have 14. Break even is a ball. So 2-1.
So far, it's only taken 36 pitches to get through the first inning in and out. Matos is on a pretty healthy pace to keep his pitch count low as well.
Been pretty solid, to say the least. Through 3 1/3. That's in a 2-1 count. Matos steadies with the glove. Here's the 2-1. Up high, 3-1, and this is the first time all day Darwin Matos has been in a 3-1 count. That's trying to become the first Chinook to reach. 3-1. He goes back to the line, and here it is. And a swing and a miss. Bats was hacking there, got a fastball that belled high, but swung through it, and now the count is full.
Likely was expecting that fastball. He needed to find a good location, but that off-speed caught him off guard when he pulled the string on him.
3-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled away. Bats spoiled the fastball. We'll stay right here. Like you said earlier, no Patty McCurban in the lineup today, as well as Pate Fullerton, who have been 2 of the top 5 hitters average-wise in the Chinook lineup. So interesting to not see them today, but Get a couple of new guys in. Joe Brazil has been pretty solid on the year. A couple of homers. Cal Campbell's been pretty solid defensively as well. Full count pitch. Here it comes from Matos. Swung on and fouled away again, so able to spoil back-to-back pitches. It's foul ball, and we'll stay right here.
Bats doesn't want to become the next out. He was trying to stem the tide of this pitching performance right here. Speed makes it through 4 and gets into the heart of this lineup. Matos maybe starts steamrolling.
3-2. Here we go one more time. See if we got a verdict. Here it comes. Breaking ball grounded on a couple of hops. Reese takes it on the big hop at second. Throws to first. Got bounced by a step. So battle goes to Matos. He works fast, will bats, and 2 away. We'll get Joe Brazil.
First time he's ever really had his pitch count driven up there, now at 41, so a pretty extended at-bat, 7 pitches.
41, though, through 3 2/3 is very solid. Joe Brazil. First time up, he flew out pretty casually out to the right fielder, Mike Ferreira. Lefty on righty. Gardner-Webb University. Braddock stepping into the plate as he watches the first pitch fastball for a strike, and that's something Matos has been really good at today, his first pitch strikes. He's gotten ahead of a lot of hitters.
And that one, you might want to thank Rando as well. A great framing job to make sure that looked extra inside the zone.
0-1. As Matos goes back to it, here it is. Swung on and grounded to short. Bermudez charging. He picks it up on a hop. Throw to first in plenty of time, and Darwin Matos been about as good as you can get. Feel like that's getting repetitive, but through 4 innings, there's been no runners to reach for the Chinooks.
Well, right now, if we were able to show the Miners bullpen, you can see 3 lounged bodies on the bullpen. That's exactly how they're feeling right now, watching their starter go deep into this one.
So Miners 2, Chinooks none. We'll head to the 5th. Miners looking to add on to their lead for Darwin Matos. We'll be back in just a few moments. We ready here in Chugiak for the top of the 5th. It'll be Rother, Sorelli, Rando in the minor order due to the plate 3, 4, 5. Rother coming back to the plate for his 3rd at-bat of the day at a base hit earlier. First pitch to him here. Swung on and popped up in the air into shallow right. Going out Campbell. Coming on Ferris. Who's got it? It's going to be Ferris right here. The right field line. Shallow right field. 1 pitch, 1 out. Honus Keinrich gets the pop out here to start the 5th.
And this may be the last inning for Keinrich, so trying to get as many quick outs as he can. That time, wasting nearly no time at all to get Casey Rother to sit down.
Right-handed reliever warming up down in the pen. Activity is picked up, so we'll see how much longer Keinrich has. He's been pretty solid, though, after coming in to a really tough situation in the first. He's yielded just 1 earned run. First pitch ball to Nick Sorelli, whose last time up he flew out to the center fielder, Will Batts. 1-0 pitch, and that caught the bottom of the zone with an off speed. 1-1, Sorelli didn't think so. Rando sits in the on-deck circle. Chinooks defense really thinking Sorelli's going to pull as that pitch is off the outside edge for strike number 2. Sorelli standing in. He's in a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. And just missed low. That was in a similar spot as the second pitch of the at-bat. This time called for a ball, and it's going to be even 2-2.
Sorelli, lucky that one didn't go the same way as the first call. Trying to work his way ahead now.
2-2 pitch, way away, and it's 3-2. Sorelli just one pitch away from walk number 32 of the year.
I'm sure Tyler Rando in the on-deck circle would love to have someone on in front of him as he chases his first hit of the game.
3-2. Heinrich sets. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Sorelli down on strikes. Swung at a pitch up in the zone. He's put away for out number 2, and now we'll get Tyler Rando.
Rando has 2 walks so far on the day, so hasn't been able to put him away, but he also hasn't recorded his first hit. Maybe looking to do that in this at-bat.
Rando stepping in now. Just one walk has came against Heinrich. The other was the last batter Justin Estrada faced. This pitch is swung on, hit in the air, right field. Ferris going to take a couple of steps back and settle under, and the Miners go quietly here in the 5th. Honest Heinrich works a 1-2-3 5th, his first 1-2-3 inning of the day. So the Miners unable to get any more runs or hits on the board. They sit at 2-4 on the game.
Well, it's a shame that Heinrich didn't start the game. Otherwise, we might have had a pitcher's duel from the start, but now we get to see if Darwin Matos can remain perfect.
We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. Miners 2, Chinooks none. We'll be back here from Lee Jordan Field in Chugiak in just a few moments. We begin the bottom of the 5th here from Lee Jordan Field. Stepping to the plate first for this Chinook club will be their cleanup hitter, right fielder Colby Ferris. Darwin Matos back out on the mound. Left-hander goes to the line. Here's the first pitch. Scoring the bunt as Ferris pulls back. It's a breaking ball upstairs, ball number 1.
Unsure if that was his first pitch of choice or if he saw the bunt coming, decided to avoid it altogether.
Rother is playing off the artificial grass, rather on the artificial dirt, as this pitch is swung on and fouled near the Chinook dugout. So he's not really too far in. Maybe Ferris just trying to keep the defense a little off balance.
I'm likely going to have to play a little bit more reactionary. Ferris has some of the most speed on this Chinook squad.
1-1, back to it. Here it is. Breaking ball at the knees. That's a beauty. Unhittable on the outside edge. 1-2.
With a pitch like that, all you can do is really watch because you expect it to drop the entire time. That time just barely painting the corner.
1-2. Matos shaking off a sign. Here it comes. Breaking ball, just got a piece of that on the check swing. Just barely touching that for a foul ball.
Here come the shakes again for the fence. So enjoy the ride that we get to give you.
1-2 on the batter at the plate as we're going to do it one more time. Ferris steadying in, a long look in from Darwin Matos. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Up high, 2-2. Missed with the fastball.
Or a respect for Colby Ferris because he's obviously seen 4 dominant innings, but isn't deciding to chase anything.
We're going to get a time called before this next pitch. Ferris not wanting to go back in. Colby Ferris, Shaq Keller. 2-2 pitch to Colby Ferris is swung on, hit in the air right field, but pretty much at the right fielder Mike Ferreira. He'll take a couple of steps back and settle under it. It's the first out here in the 5th. And Darwin Matos, so far as been really solid to say the least. He's had 13 up, 13 down. Next up to the plate, first baseman Josh Sheck.
I think the only complaint they can have is he hasn't struck out every batter.
Hasn't had a strikeout since the last batter of the 2nd inning, so we'll see if he can get one here. Josh Sheck steps in. Sheck was the only batter back in the 2nd inning, in fact, that did not strike out. A couple of strikeouts by Ferris and Keller. First pitch there, breaking ball, strike 1. And he's had the ability to throw that breaking ball for strikes all night.
He's pretty much putting it all over the zone as well. He's shown a great mastery of control for that pitch, and they just hesitate every time they see it come out of his hands.
0-1 on Josh Sheck. Pitch is check swung at and fouled right around the plate, so quickly 0-2. Matos has thrown strikes. That's about all you can ask. And hasn't had a lot of really hard-hit balls against him.
0-2, this may be a great chance for him to pick up that strikeout again.
Not even a lot of balls really hit to the outfield. A couple at Ferreira, one at Wilson, none at Donovan. As the 0-2 from Matos. Here it is. Up high. Just missed. That was at the shoulder-ish level, and it's 1-2. Chinook activity in their bullpen has actually stopped. So maybe Anchorage proved enough to go another inning as this ball is just fouled off by Sheck. Will do it again.
He's lucky to catch just a piece of that. That one nearly tipped into the catcher's mitt.
Yeah, Anchorage had a really short inning at the top of the 5th, so he might have earned an extra inning of work. 1-2, here it comes. Swung on and popped up in the air, but that'll drift back out of play. So, nice little battle here between Sheck and Darwin Matos. Other AVL games in action today is a doubleheader between the Peninsula Oilers and the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. Those games starting at 4 and 7 p.m.
Glacier Pilots have a tough road ahead of them. 3 doubleheaders in the next 4 days for them, so they're going to have a long stretch where they're likely going to be pretty exhausted when they get a chance to come home.
Pitch is swung on and fouled away again. Sheck really putting together a good at-bat here. Sheck came into the game the 3rd leading hitter on the team. Or rather, 2nd leading hitter on the team. 56 at-bats. He's a .304 hitter. 2 home runs, 10 RBIs. Like a lot of guys in this Chinook lineup, though, he's pretty prone to the swing and miss. 20 strikeouts and 56 at-bats. The Chinooks strike out more than any team in the AVL. They're at 289 on the year. As there's a swing and a miss, a sore Darwin Matos sending Josh Sheck back to the dugout. His 4th punch out of the day, and 2 away now in the 5th.
And that swing and a miss also puts him back below 300 for his batting average on the season. You can thank Darwin Matos for that one.
Aiden Keller, who struck out to end the 2nd inning, will get his 2nd chance at the plate now. Left fielder stands in against Matos. Lefty on lefty matchup. When when he throws that curveball, you really got to wait back on it as a left-handed batter. Matos goes back to it, and here's the first pitch. Breaking ball, and like I said, you have to wait back on it. He was unable to offer there, 0-1.
Nothing you can do, even if you wait on it. He's likely putting it in the zone.
And when you wait back on it, you're prone to getting a fastball blown right by you, and Matos has shown the ability to do that. Fastball just missed, maybe a little low. Rando unable to get the strike call out of the home plate umpire there.
He almost highlighted exactly what you were saying.
Curveball, fastball. I mean, you gotta, against Darwin Matos in a lefty-on-lefty matchup, you almost have to guess the pitch. 1-1 pitch, breaking ball, just got a piece of it, fouled to the screen, 1-2.
Setting himself up with another 2-strike count. Matos has been in the driver's seat for almost every batter he's faced so far.
He's way ahead right now. He's got his sign. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, just got a piece of that. That's fouled away. And that last out by Matos, the strikeout against Chugiak, was his 15th inning of the year. So 15 scoreless innings to start the season for Darwin Matos. That, I believe, is the best on the club so far. I don't think anybody got through 15 scoreless.
Steelhorse had his ERA at 0 for the longest, but eventually it came to an end. So far, Matos, he has more on his mind, it seems.
Here's the pitch fouled away. Sticking around is Hayden Keller at 1-2. Be interesting to see who the Chinooks use out of the bullpen tonight, because obviously another game against the Miners tomorrow. And these games have big implications, so Kynbridge certainly will not be available for tomorrow, and we'll see how long they'll use their relievers out of the pen tonight and see if they will be available for tomorrow.
They don't have a rest day until Monday, so can't use up all their best arms. Otherwise, they're just setting themselves up for failure against the Bucs on Sunday.
Chinooks have almost wrapped up that second seed in the ABL, so even if they can't take first from the Miners, they've almost certainly got that second seed locked up, but they still have a little bit of work to do. Matos in a 1-2 count now. He winds and fires. As this ball is lined into shallow right field, Ferreira coming on, and it's gonna just drop in front of him. First hit of the ball game for the Chinooks.
Took them all the way until the last batter of the 5th, but they finally break into the hit column. Now it's just Darwin Matos has to relock into this game, get out of this inning.
Almost made it through 5 perfect, but it's broken up here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. And now striding in for the Chinooks is going to be Johnny Graham.
That's only the 4th hit off of Matos so far this year. I'm pretty sure he's focused on the man at the plate now.
First pitch from Matos to Graham is upstairs and maybe a bit in, so 1-0. Off of first base is the runner Hayden Keller, who on the year has 5 steals and has not been caught yet, so he's certainly a threat to run. Standing up to set. Here it is. And it's a little bit up again, 2-0.
Matos definitely has the most pitches in this inning so far. He started this inning only with 53, or with 46, correction, now sitting at 65.
2-0. Graham probably looking for a pitch to hit right now. He is swinging, but it is a foul ball. So 2-1. Today's game represents 6 games in 7 days to end the year for the Chinooks. All of those games, actually, I believe, coming at home. So a 7-game homestand to end the year. This is the second game of that homestand. 2-1 pitch, runner taking off, pitches way upstairs, and Rando has no chance. Ball was thrown very high up. Rando had to come out of his crouch and jump to catch that. So no chance to throw out Hayden Keller, who swipes base number 6 of the season.
That was simply good work by Rando to keep the ball in front of him. The way he had already gotten a second, should that have gotten past Rando, he might have even turned for third.
Meeting at the mound between Rando and Matos. As they'll see how they want to attack Johnny Graham here. Joe Keel stands on deck, 0 for 1 on the day.
And Graham may be looking to follow up that first hit with his first walk of the game as well. Matos looking for that second strike.
He looks in. There's some kids actually walking up the hill over in right center, towards center field actually, if you can see that. I applaud them for that trek up there. That is no easy one. Actually, it looks like somebody just fell down.
That's bound to happen.
Yeah. 3-1 though on the batter at the plate, Johnny Graham. Here's the pitch. And it's low and it's gonna get by Rando to the screen. Moving up to third is the runner Hayden Keller, and all of a sudden after it was really cruise control for Darwin Matos, there's runners at the corners.
One at first represents a tying run. So not only is he at risk of giving up his first run in the ABL, but also making this a tighter ballgame.
Joe Keel striding into the plate now. He's got a chance to get the Chinooks on the board for the first time today. Keel on the year does not have any home runs. He does have 3 doubles and a triple. So he's had some extra base hits. Miners trying to just get him out right here to end the 5th. They would strand a couple. First pitch to Joe Keel. Fastball grounded hard down to third. Rother up with it. He'll go to first. The throw is in the dirt, but a good scoop by Aaron Walters will prevent that runner from reaching. So 1 pitch, 1 out to Joe Keel, and that'll end things here in the 5th. The Miners Darwin Matos allows his first hit of the day and then a walk, but he's able to strand runners at the corners.
Every great pitching performance is backed up by some solid defense. That scoop from Aaron Walters might have just saved them the first run of the game.
So the Chinooks still with that goose egg on the score. We'll head to the 6th. Miners 2, Chinooks 0. We'll be back here from Lee Jordan Field in Chugiak in just a few moments. We start the 6th here from Chugiak, as leading off is the first baseman, Aaron Walters. It'll be Walters, Ferreira, and then the 8th inning, Patrick Donovan here in the 6th. Honus Keinrich back out for another inning as the action has now picked up once again in the Chinook bullpen as this ball is flown into deep left center field, but back on it is Hayden Keller. He'll have a beat on it and make the grab. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Well, a strong swing there from Aaron Walters, and initially seemed like it might have had the distance, but the way he jogged over to first, even he could tell it was just a little bit pulled.
1 out, Mike Ferreira, who's struck out and popped out so far on the day, 0 for 2. First pitch pitch to him here is a fastball for a strike. Heinrich is doing it efficiently now, and he's earned the chance to go longer, but at least for the Miners, he'll not be in action tomorrow. Definitely unavailable out of the pen, and this is their best reliever. There's a breaking ball for strike number 2, 0-2.
Yeah, the decision to put in your best relievers so early in the game and have them eat up innings may come back to bite them earlier, as he came in with the deficit already.
Well, he's giving them good innings at the very least, as this ball is grounded over to short. Mullins up with it this time. He'll fire to first, and that's what we're more used to by John Mark Mullins. So he goes 6-3, ground out, 2 quick outs, and now to be Patrick Donovan.
Thankfully for the Miners, they've been able to take advantage of the times they've been on so far.
Throwing has now stopped in the bullpen, so start, stop, start, stop. It's done for right now. Patrick Donovan steps in with 2 away.
He also hasn't been out for the Miners.
As he swings first pitch, it's a high fly ball into shallow right field. Ferris coming on, Campbell going out. It'll be Ferris, and that is an extremely quick 6th inning for the Miners. Just 5 pitches there as they go 1, 2, 3 in the order.
Yeah, if we were concerned about his pitch count before, he has pretty much negated all of that in the past 2 innings, making it some of the quickest baseball we've seen.
So we'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Miners 2, Chinooks 0. We'll be back here from Lee Jordan Field in Chugiak in just a few moments. We get ready to start the bottom of the 6th here in Chugiak, and it's back out to the mound for his 6th inning of work, Darwin Matos. He's allowed just 1 hit and 1 walk through 5 full frames so far, as he'll get 9, 1, and 2 in the order for the Chinooks. It'll be Cal Campbell from Stephen F. Austin University, first to the plate.
And pretty tough to match what Heinrich just did in the previous inning. On 5 pitches, able to get 3 outs, but Matos so far has kept his pitch count relatively low. Regardless, in the next inning or so, we're likely to see some arms warming up. He's sitting at 80 so far.
Matos goes back to work. First pitch. Fastball just missed there for a ball. Matos regains the ball. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's swung on and grounded down the third baseline. Backhand Rother. He goes to a knee. Long throw across, and he got him. Good play there by Casey Rother, who's been pretty solid down there at third tonight. 1 out.
Campbell's been put away by some solid defense from the Miners. Went out on that line out to Bermudez first, and now Rother really showing off in the hot corner.
Rother makes that play rather routinely, and there's 1 out. Top of the order, John Mark Mullins. He hasn't been able to reach either time, 0 for 2. First pitch from Matos to the leadoff hitter, Mullins. Breaking ball, just missed. Couldn't clip the outside edge, coming back in. Ball number 1. Game time sitting at 7:43 p.m. right now. It's been about an hour and 45 minutes so far through a little over 5.5 frames. This pitch is tapped slowly up the third base line, and thankfully for the Miners, that's going to go foul with Mullins' speed. Anything, a little dribbler up that line, he's easily going to beat the first.
That was an awkward bounce for sure. Not sure if it was going to stay fair initially, but should it have, Mullins would have easily secured a bag. 0 for 2 on the day so far for Mullins, but hasn't struck out.
Standing back in now. He's in a even count, 1-1. More kids trying to climb the mountain. Looks like a little girl actually running up there, up the left field line. She got pretty far up there, actually.
We're living in Alaska, and that's what you're calling a mountain?
I mean, what else you want? A hill?
That's a hill.
I guess you can call it a hill. Very steep hill at that.
If that qualified as a
That's
mountain,
impressive.
there's be some mountains in Indiana, and I can
is
guarantee
not
you
very-
there's not.
She's not very big, and she made it all the way up there. It was tough for me to get up there.
Kid's got some special strength.
2-1 pitch is up, 3-1. Matos in danger of losing Mullins with Will Batts standing on deck. Batts grounded out his last time. 3-1, Matos readjusting. He winds, and here's the pitch. And it's just gonna miss upstairs. So, back-to-back innings with a walk for Matos. It's a one-out walk. John Mark Mullins reaches, and now we're gonna get Will Batts.
That'll be his 22nd walk of the season, so Mullins has been doing it at a pretty effective rate.
Will Batts, 2 home runs on the year. He's a smaller guy at just 5'8". He can hit them out. Got a couple of home runs, 5 doubles, and 1 triple. Stands in now.
Comes at a cost, though. For that .293 batting average he has, 35 strikeouts, and making it 36 with the one he has in the game today.
Chinooks lineup does strike out a ton. They're almost at 300 strikeouts now, even on the year.
Matos checking on him at first, getting a satirical bark call from the crowd.
Still no count here on Will Batts. Miners would love a ground ball right now. Matos steadies, and he'll check over on Mullins again, throwing back over. His throws aren't really of the highest, I guess you can say, maybe
Intensity?
intensity, yeah, but
He got
he's
the out on
chasing-
that ground out, too.
chasing him back regardless. There has been 1 steal for the Chinooks today. Hayden Keller able to swipe second last inning. Here's the pitch, way up high. Rando jumping out of his crouch to get that one, and it's 1-0. And now Bubba Walters is going to go walk out to the mound and have a talk with Matos, probably just trying to calm him down here. I mean, Mullins really does have good speed off of first. On the year for Mullins, he has 9 steals. He's been caught stealing twice. He's 9 of 11 on the year, so he can steal bases better than anyone on this Chinook team, full of base stealers.
This also may be to buy some time for Skip Tyler LeBrun to head down to the bullpen and make his decision of who's going to start warming up.
Probably going to get some activity as Matos, right now on the day, sits at 77 pitches, so not a crazy amount yet, but certainly starting to get there. As the meeting is over on the mound, we'll go back to baseball. 1-0 count here on Will Batts as he'll step back to the plate.
All he needs to do is get back to locating his first pitch. When he was getting that first strike with the breaking ball, he was looking as confident as ever. He needs to find a way to relocate on that pitch this late into his day of work.
The Chinook team is very close to the first time since their history, which dates back to a couple name changes, location changes, of hosting a home playoff series. They've never hosted a home playoff series in their history, and they've got a real good chance to now. Need a couple of more wins as taking off for second here is Mullins. Throw down, not in time.
Good throw from Tyler Rando, but just couldn't beat out the speed of Mullins.
Mullins now up to double-digit steals on the year. He's got 10 of them. Just no chance there. It goes for a ball. And now standing on second with just 1 away is Mullins. The UAB shortstop really has been the model of consistency here. At UAB this spring, he only hit .235, 4 home runs, 24 RBI, so he wasn't the best offensively. He's really picked it up with the wood. 2-0 pitch from Matos. Swung on, popped up in the air, out of play, 2-1.
Was able to draw a swing on that one. It's the first time he's done that in this at-bat with Will Batts. see some throwing finally coming down from the bullpen. Looks like it might be, is that Evan Wolf?
Yeah, looks like Evan Wolf. Think that's him throwing.
I always forget that Wheezy's over 6 foot until I see him from a distance.
Yeah, he's
Definitely makes me feel more normal sized on this team.
2-1. Matos stands at the set, checks the runner. Here it is. Breaking ball, and that was a beauty. Hitting the corner low and away, 2-2. Throws bats.
Can't throw a much better pitch than that. Now see if he can follow it up with a put away pitch.
2-2 count once again. Long look out at second at Mullins, and now he'll step off, and he just got off, almost balked there, but was able to step off just in time. I will go back to it. Break even pitch. Matos trying to punch out Will Bats here. Long hold at the set. Couple of checks back at the runners, and now he'll look him back to second.
Mullins' speed definitely seems to be taking a toll here. He's trying to make sure he doesn't take off by any way. Maybe a pitch low and away in order to keep him close. Any contact would likely head to third base.
2-2 pitch coming for Matos. Here it is. Check swing, and he just got a piece of it as it rolls foul up the third baseline. So Bats will stay around to see another.
Checked in every sense of the word. Still managed to make some contact, but he had no chance or no thought of a follow through when he started swinging that bat.
1-2 once again. Matos holds it at the set. Checks the runner. Here's the 2-2 again. Swung on and fouled back out of play. So just like his prior at bat, Will Bats is really giving this at bat a long look against Darwin Matos. Foul ball after foul ball, and he's working the count.
Not making it any easier on somebody already 82 pitches into his day.
Just 5 total hits on the day combined between these two teams. Long hold at the set for Matos, still looking, and the home plate umpire is going to call time before the pitch. I mean, this is turning into a marathon at bat. A lot of throws back, but still at bat is Will Bats. Matos looking in, shakes off a sign, shakes off another sign. Now he's got it. Now he sets, holds it at the glove. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, swung on, hit in the air, left field, straight away. Wilson camping under it. He'll make the catch. A phantom run to third by Mullins, but no chance he's taken off there, and that's an easy out number 2 for Tyler Wilson. So another marathon won by Darwin Matos. He's one out away here from working 6 scoreless innings.
Well, he looks very dominant through the first 4. They've made him work to get through these last few.
Next up to the plate for the Chinooks is going to be their 3-hitter, Joe Brazil.
So far today, he's been like pretty much everyone else on this lineup, 0 for 2.
Lefty on righty matchup. Matos trying to get out of the 6th without any runs as this pitch is swung on, hit in the air, left center field. Wilson ranging over. He'll get it in the gap, and that's the end of the 6th. So the Chinooks get a runner in scoring position with less than 2 outs, but he's stranded out there at second base.
Well, if that is the end of Matos' day, he's now officially made it through 9 innings of ABL play and no runs coming across. He's still been perfect in shutting out the
start the top of the 7th inning. New pitcher on Justin Nevels from Doane University, a Chugiak native on the mound as he faces David Bermudez. We apologize if there's any inconsistency with the stream. We've had trouble getting the stream hooked up tonight, so thank you all for staying with us as this ball is fired on a hop out to Mullins, and there's going to be another error on John Mark Mullins. He's been so good on defense this year, but it's just not his day today. That'll go down as an error. David Bermudez reaches with nobody out.
So Bermudez becoming the benefactor of some bad luck for Mullins. He has just been struggling in the field today, and I'm sure he's going to be happy when he can retire for this one.
Now batting for the minor, second base.
Nevels now is a runner on and nobody out. Holden Breeze at the plate. We saw him get a sack, or he squared to get a sack bunt the other day. Got the bunt down, but ended up getting base hit out of it. Not bunting here, first pitch, as there's a fastball for a called strike. Nevels on the air, comes in. This is his 10th game, 14 innings. He's allowed 17 hits and 6 walks, 1-0 record, 6.43 ERA. As there's another strike, and it's 0-2.
Nevels had a pretty rude awakening from the bullpen, coming in and having the first man get on, trying to work his way back into this one.
As now there's a warning administered to the minor dugout. Tyler LeBron being sent back into the dugout. Interesting. Still be 0-2 here on Holden Breeze. And now Tyler LeBron has just been tossed out of this game. He just got thrown out, and now he's going to come out and talk with the home plate umpire. I can't believe that was a quick trigger by the home plate umpire.
We've seen jawing all season, but Coach Tyler LeBron was definitely upset with that recent call, and he's letting him hear it. If he's going to be thrown out of this game, it's going to come with an earful.
I can't believe he pulled the trigger that quickly, but LeBron is gone. And now he'll head back to the dugout. LeBron is ejected, so Bubba Walters will likely take over the role for the rest of the night. As watching him leave now is the third base umpire. Yeah, that was a quickest trigger. The home plate umpire throwing him out, and the third base umpire keeping LeBron away from the home plate umpire. So that's interesting. LeBron is gone. Holden Breeze still going to be at the plate.
We've been waiting for our first ejection all season, and definitely not the manner I thought it would come in.
First ejection of the year for LeBron.
And they're still talking to him, telling him he needs to keep going. He's not out of their sight yet. He's going to have to find a home in the stands further away than he is currently.
And now it looks like we're going to go back to baseball as Bubba Walters back to the first base coaching box of the minor, who's down a coach for the rest of the day. We saw Nick Sorelli take a role as acting head coach against the Anchorage Adult League on Saturday, so maybe Sorelli gets to coach a little from the dugout. Anyhow, we're back to baseball. It's 0-2 on Holden Breeze. Here's the pitch. Upstairs, 1-2. Nevels, nicknamed Rocco by his teammates, goes back to the set here. The 1-2 pitch. On the way. Breaking ball fouled back to the screen, as you see the fence kind of shake a little bit. It's a foul ball.
The Miners looking to extend the beginning of this inning, and Nevels just looking for his first out since he's been pulled from the bullpen.
Still 1-2 on Nevels, or on Breeze, as he swings here and fouls that pitch away. Stay at 1-2 again.
That foul ball brought to you by God Guns and Auto.
Get a little call and response from the PA and crowd here as well. Maybe trying to lighten the mood after an ejection in front of this crowd.
1-2 again. It's a breaking ball off the plate. Watching that all the way. It'll be 2-2.
Good take from Holden Breeze. He saw that one a mile away and just decided to spit on that pitch. Wouldn't even offer.
1 for 2 on the day with a home run. Also had a sac fly, so he's driven in both runs of this game. 2-2 pitch. Swung on, popped in the air, back out of play again. Foul ball will stay at 2-2. And Breeze is going to go get a new bat.
That foul ball brought to you by Chepo's Mexican Restaurant.
Or rather, no, he's going to go get some pine tar. Thought he motioned for a bat. Instead, he's going to get the pine tar from Tyler Rando. We'll go back to it. 2-2.
You've been swinging away out for a while. The grip's obviously tight enough. It's probably worn it down. Breeze is trying to still remain the hardest out of the day. And possibly try to advance Bermudez to second or third.
Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He got Breeze fishing on that pitch. Down is Holden Breeze. Now to be Tyler Wilson.
Well, a tough pitch to lay off of. Can't do much there. And we have our first out in the seventh.
Tyler Wilson steps in now for the Miners. Looking to maybe create something going the other way. 1 on, 1 out. Bermudez, who's already swiped a bag today, is off of first. First pitch from Nevels. Outside ball. Pitch was also up. 1-0.
It seems like Bermudez is rearing to go from first base. He is just hopping back and forth to the bag.
1-0. Nevels at the set. Check back over to first. Bermudez back in safely. Count sits at 1-0 on Tyler Wilson. Here's the pitch. Bermudez taking off as this pitch is fouled back out of play. So Bermudez is going to be sent back. He got a good jump. He might have been able to steal a second base of the day. Instead, he's going back to first with nothing. Evan Wolf kind of just stretching and throwing right now with Kevin Nakamura down in the bullpen. 1-1 pitch. Way inside, and it's going to get away from Keel. Bermudez is going to move up to second base easily. And the Miners have a runner in scoring position now with just 1 away.
So now a chance to extend their lead after both offenses have been just held at a standstill.
It's 2-1, and now Keel's going to go out to the mound to talk with Nevels. Count sits at 2-1. We have once again apologized for any stream quality issues. It's been tough sledding here at Chugiak to find a connection. Hopefully we will have it figured out for the game tomorrow. 2-1. Misses low. Bermudez taken off from third, and he is a dead duck. Easily thrown out at third. I'm not really sure where he thought he was going to go on that, but he's thrown out easily at third base.
Got aggressive. Got beaten out by a mile. He was almost thrown at second, so the decision to send him from third was definitely not what I was looking for.
2-2. 2 away now as Wilson stands back in, and here's the pitch. Called strike 3. Got him with the breaking ball. So Justin Nevels works a scoreless 7th, helped out by a caught stealing. Stretch time here in Chugiak as we'll go to a short break and be back in just a few moments. right, we're going to bring you something a little different right now since we can't get the video feed going. We're going to bring you just a radio feed, so hopefully you guys can all hear us right now. After 7 innings, it's Miners 2, Chinooks 0. Chinooks got a couple of runners on, got into second and third in the bottom of the 7th, but a fly out to Tyler Wilson, and he was able to make a strong throw to the plate and throw out the runner at the plate in the form of Colby Ferris to make it 2 outs, and then a fly out down the right field line to end the bottom of the 7th.
It has to be up there with Casey Rother's right field to third base throw out. That was just a great put away by Tyler Wilson.
Rother steps in here now as he watches the pitch away. He singled back in the first inning. He was one of the few to face Justin Estrada in this game before he was pulled after 5 batters. He only got 1 out. Honus Keinrich worked through the end of the 6th inning after him, and then Justin Nevels, who's back out there on the mound for his 2nd inning of work, goes to it. He's 2-0 on Casey Rother.
Nevels was able to work through that first inning in a 1-2-3 order, so no question, or not a 1-2-3, correction.
As that pitch is upstairs, it's gone 3-0. Rother standing in. He's in a 3-0 count. Nick Sorelli looming on deck. Rando in the hole after him. As there's ball 4, it's a 4-pitch walk.
Rother on early. Now Nick Sorelli back to the plate.
Sorelli back in. He's walked 1 time today. He is now 6 off the Matsu Minor team record for walks. The single season record for walks is 36. Sorelli stands in right now with 31 on the season. Nevels at the set. The first pitch swung on and hit back up the middle. Mullins is going to field it. He'll go to second himself, throw to first. That's an easy 6-4-3 double play, twin killing. And there'll be 2 out here in the top of the 8th, and now we're going to get Tyler Rando.
Well, Rother initially looked like he was ready to take off, but still likely would have been a double play just because of how close Mullen was to the bag.
Once again, for anybody just tuning in, this is a radio-only feed right now as we're not able to get, for whatever reason, the visual feed here at Lee Jordan Field. So 2-away, Tyler Rando steps in.
Our internet's not going to give you a stable enough feed that we don't want to have choppy footage going on while we're calling the game. We figured this would be a better experience.
You missed it. Manager Tyler LeBrun thrown out in the top of the 7th inning. It was kind of a early ejection, to say the least.
It was a quick decision for sure.
Ran him pretty quick. Can't say LeBrun was really at fault there either, as going back into it is Rando. First pitch to us. Fastball, strike 1 on the outside edge. Going behind 0-1. 0-1 count as he stands in. Walters looms on deck if Rando could reach. Gonzaga Bulldog back in. 0-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled to the screen. We'll go to 0-2.
Rando trying to keep working the good day he's had at the plate so far. Rando with 2 walks, only been put away at the plate once.
Those couple of walks came his first 2 at-bats. Was able to get a walk off of Estrada and Keinrich. The 0-2 is a breaking ball up near his head. Obviously no intent there. 1-2.
The second time Rando's had to duck below a pitch a bit wild. So Nevels already had him in an 0-2. Now maybe trying to play some mind games with him.
Miners once again back in action tomorrow in Chugiak at 6 p.m. as Rando pops this one in the air. Foul ground near first base. Over to get it near the line. Check, and it's just out of play.
That one's just going to make a home on top of the Miners' dugout on the right side of the first baseline.
We'll stay here. Rando back in. There is an off day on Sunday after the Chugiak game tomorrow. Last off day of the year on Sunday. And then a doubleheader on Monday against the Pilots. A single game on Tuesday against the Pilots. Wednesday, they'll travel back to Chugiak against the Chinooks. And then on Thursday, it is a away game, the final game of the year against the Anchorage Bucs. As this ball is skied into shallow center field, and that ball's going to drop in. Mullins going out, couldn't get it. It's a 2-out knock. Tyler Rando aboard for the 3rd time today. He's been pretty good in that regard, and with 2 away, it'll be Aaron Walters.
Well, not going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Nevels here, as Rando refuses to become the 3rd out. Now we'll see if Aaron Walters is able to extend it even further.
2 outs. Walters in. On the day, Walters is 0 for 3, so he'll look to reach base for the first time. Neville stands at the set. Here's the pitch. Swung on, popped in the air, right behind the plate. Keel moving backwards, and it's going to get out of play.
Walters has had some pretty solid contact, but has flown into a few outs. He can manage to find the gap. We may see Rando at least try and push for third.
0-1 count. Standing back in. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball way up and away. Up out of his stance. To catch that one, Joe Keel. It'll go 1-1.
Doesn't really seem to be much in between ground for Neville's. He's either right on the zone or he's pretty far away with a miss.
He'll look to hit here in a 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Inside corner, apparently, so it'll go to 1-2. Close pitch, but called a strike.
That one's just throwing darts on the inside corner. Walters took it at the knees.
1-2. Rando inching off of first. Here's the pitch. Swung on and hit hard, but foul. Remain 1-2.
That was right where he usually would have wanted it, up and away. Not sure if he's going to see a better pitch in this at-bat.
Throwing down in the Chinook bullpen, a right-hander getting loose. Nobody loose in the minor pen, so it looks like Evan Wolf will go for the 8th inning. 1-2 from Neville's. Here it is, breaking ball way upstairs. He'll go to 2-2 in the count.
Like I was saying, when he's not on, he is pretty far away. That time just taking an elevator a few floors above the strike zone.
On decks, it's Mike Ferreira, who's in the midst of an 0 for 3 day himself. See if Walters can reach and give Ferreira a shot. Here's the pitch, swung on and grounded into left field. That's a base hit for Aaron Walters as he reaches first base. 2 on, 2 out now, back-to-back singles. We'll see if Mike Ferreira can knock in a run.
And the beat goes on. Now we'll see if Ferreira is able to possibly even drive in a run.
2 on, 2 out, Ferreira with an opportunity. Westchester University. Right fielder stands in. Chinooks really need to get down here. 2-0 is certainly not out of your reach, but they push another run across. 3-0, it starts to get a lot tougher. First pitch to Ferreira, breaking ball for strike 1 at the knees. Rando at second, Walters at first.
Neville's simply trying to navigate through the top of the 8th here, as his team still trails 2-0.
0-1 pitch. Long look for Neville's. Here it comes. Swung on, hit in the air, left center field. It's pretty deep. Will Bat still on the run, still going, and he'll pull up right before the wall and make the catch in deep left center field. Ferreira gave it a ride, but it's just not enough.
Well, the hang time of that hit was the downfall of it, as he was able to get a hold of it and send it into the spot he wanted, but the longer it was in the air, the easier it was for Will Batts to move over from center field.
So still 2-0 Miners as we end the top of the 8th. Well, to the bottom of the 8th. Miners 2, Chinooks nothing. We'll be back here from Lee Jordan Field in just a few moments. back here for the bottom of the 8th. Radio-only stream once again for the last couple innings. Evan Wolf back out on the mound for the Miners as he'll face Joe Keel, Cal Campbell on deck, and then John Mark Mullins here in the 8th. Wolf able to work a scoreless 7th. He'll go to work here. Fastball, strike 1.
Well, that one's just the prettiest, straightest pitch he's thrown tonight, and just hits the outside of the zone.
As now we're going to get a time call by the home plate umpire. He'll throw ball back out to Evan Wolf. 0-1. A lot more people on the hill right now as the game's going on. You obviously can't see it. There's a couple of people on the hill just above the scoreboard in right center, or left center rather. Breaking ball up, ball 1.
Actually seems to be clearing up a lot in the area. We saw a lot of overhang clouds over on the mountains to our right, but it seems like everything's clear now.
Here's a swinging butt. Wolf over to get it, throw to first in time. That's an excellent play by Evan Wolf as he moves off the mound. And thankfully for the Miners, it wasn't John Mark Mullins or Leo Harris running.
Yeah, luckily for them, some good reaction time from Wheezy that time. He was able to shuffle off towards the third baseline and get the throw right into there.
Still not the quickest up the line, and he was able to make the play. As now with 1 out, we're going to get a pinch hitter. Instead of Cal Campbell, we're going to get a new batter coming to the plate. Left-hander from the University of Alabama, Birmingham. It actually is Peyton Fullerton, and the reason I didn't think it was him is because Fullerton always wears no batting gloves. He's got 1 batting glove on right now.
That's a bit of a unique approach.
And he also always wears short sleeves with wrist tape on both wrists. That's why I wasn't aware that was him. So Fullerton, an 0-1 count.
We've seen Casey Rother put on gloves a few times. Maybe he's mixing it up.
This ball shot in the air, right field. Pretty much a can of corn for the right fielder out there in Mike Ferreira. 2 away. Evan Wolf 1 out away from handing this over to Alex Majors.
Majors already secured plenty of saves on the season, so we'll see if he's got another one in him.
John Mark Mullins stepping to the plate, batting from the left side for the first time today. His previous at-bats came from the right side. UAB Blazer stands in. Just 3 hits all day for this Chinook team.
2 came once Wolf entered the game, so it's been a pretty lights-out performance from Miners pitching.
2 errors on the line of Mullins as well. Came in the game with just 3 errors on the year. He's had 2 today, which drives him up to 5. So 1-0 count as the first pitch is ball. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball upstairs, 2-0. Wolf would love to get out of here without really much stress here in the 8th. Not allow a runner, and Alex Majors, who's already nailed down 8 saves on the year, looms in the 9th. That pitch is fouled away. Majors picked up the save last night. Gave up a run, but he kept it right there as the Miners were able to come out victorious after a big 3-run 8th inning. 2-1 pitch, swung on, check swing, fouled away. Two and two on John Mark Mullins. Moving on deck, Will Bat. As the break-even pitch, 2-2, fastball upstairs and away. Wolf just missed outside. It will go to 3-2.
Able to lay off there, full count now. So a 3-2 count with 2 away, and that one's low.
Wolf lost him. Mullins gets a walk. Now it'll be the tying run coming to plate. Will Bats, who's got a couple of home runs on the year.
Bats so far today, no success with the lumber in hand, 0 for 3 on the line. 1 strikeout as well. He's got some jazz for his walk-up music. That is not what I expected.
I haven't heard that out of anybody yet this year, but kind of a good mix-up. As Wolf takes a peek over at Mullins, who already has a stolen base on the year, or on the game today. He has 10 on the year now. Pitch is inside, ball number 1. And now Bubba Walters walks out to the mound to have a talk with Evan Wolf. And you would think that maybe Alex Majors starts throwing momentarily. Kevin Nakamura down the bullpen has the shin guards on. He's ready. whatever Majors wants to start throwing.
And we have our Jeopardy music back out, so they're obviously putting him on the clock. Majors hasn't even taken off his warm-up coat yet, but he has begun his arm exercise.
In a perfect world, you only have to use Majors for the 3 outs in the ninth. He did throw an inning yesterday, gave up a few runners as well, so he did throw a decent number of pitches yesterday, but he'll get a chance today to throw. He's one of the most durable arms the Miners have, but certainly thinking even more towards tomorrow. Maybe they can use him as well tomorrow if he only throws 1 inning today.
Especially if Heinrich isn't available for the Chinooks, as he came into the game early today in the first inning to save what was a lost start from Justin Estrada.
Quick throw back over to first, but Mullins dives back in safely as the Mountain Conference ends 1-0. Still on the batter at the plate, Will Batts. Miners with a win today would move their magic number down to just 1. Another snap throw over to first, back in safely.
Wolf has been able to pick off runners before, but right now Mullins is being as cautious as he can to avoid ending this opportunity.
1-0. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, good pitch. Over the top, strike number 1. 1-1.
Not much you could do as a hitter there. Just had to watch as it broke from the top back into the zone.
It would get to him on deck. Looms the bat of Joe Brazil. 1-1 from Wolf as he snap throws over to first. Third throw over to first to try to get Mullins so far this at bat. Bats will readjust and we'll go back to it. Wolf from Gahanna, Ohio, Kent State University.
Bats only has 6 walks on the year, so if he's going to extend this inning, it's likely going to be from a hit.
Swung on and fouled away, and Wolf is in the driver's seat now. He's up 1-2.
You also see Alex Majors officially now out of the warm-ups in uniform and looking like he's ready to start throwing. So if Wolf can hammer through the rest of the 8th, the Miners are setting themselves up well.
Another snap throw to first, back safely. Wolf certainly not trying to let that runner get into scoring position. 1-2 once again. Here it is. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. Evan Wolf punches out the batter at the plate, Will Batts, and that'll end things here in the 8th. We head to the 9th. It's Miners 2, Chinooks 9. We'll be back here from Lee Jordan Field in just a few moments. start the top of the ninth here from Lee Jordan Field. Patrick Donovan, the center fielder, first to the plate. Donovan looking to reach. It's Donovan Bermudez Breeze here in the minor ninth. First pitch from a new pitcher on. Josh Harrell is actually going to hit. Patrick Donovan just grazed him. Donovan gets the hit by pitch. He'll jog down to first base. That's an easy way to get on. And now it'll be David Bermudez. 1 on, none out. Bermudez stepping back in. Could maybe see a bunt here from Bermudez. Wouldn't be shocked to see it. Donovan stands off first. First pitch, Donovan taking off as this ball's lined foul down the right field line. Donovan had a really good jump there, too. He probably would have swiped that with ease, but instead, foul ball will do it once again. Also, another defensive replacement on for the Chinooks is replacing Cal Campbell, who's due up, and the pinch hitter, Pate Fullerton, is going to be Patty McCormick from Northern Illinois University. He's now at second base. Snapped over to first, Donovan back safely. Likely we see Alex Majors in the ninth as he continues to loosen. And if that is the end of the day for Evan Wolf, he did a really good job. As that pitch is low for a ball, Bermudez showed bunt. Be 1-1. Wolf got into trouble in the seventh, second and third, nobody out, and ended up working around it with no runs coming across. And then aside from a walk with 2 outs in the eighth, he was really good. Ended up giving up no runs. So 2 scoreless innings out of Evan Wolf. Gives the Miners a really good chance to wrap this one up. Another snap throw over to first, back safely. Bermudez in a 1-1 count. He already squared once and pulled back. He's way choked up. Now he's squaring before the pitch is even thrown. Here's the pitch from Harrell. And it's bunted foul, so Bermudez can't get a hold of it. It'll go to 1-2. Bunt sign probably off with 2 strikes. Bermudez with a hit so far today. 1 for 3. Stands back in. Harrell, the right-hander at the set. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball called strike 3. Bermudez didn't think so. Instead, he's going back to the dugout. It is the first out of the inning, and now it's going to be Holden Breeze.
Breeze is going to inherit the same bat that Bermudez was using. He was using it when he was batting in the cage today. Said he really liked the knob on it, so he's now taking it into the game with him.
Breeze already has a home run today, as well as a sac fly. He's responsible for the only runs to score for either side in this game. Stands in now. First pitch, taking off Donovan. The pitch is upstairs for a ball. Throw it out to second base is not in time. Hits Donovan and is going to scoot away from McCormick, but not away enough for Donovan to advance anymore. But it is a stolen base. Donovan able to swipe that bag. He's at second now, runner in scoring position with just 1 away.
Keel has made it easier for the Miners tonight. His throws have definitely pulled farther towards the second baseman, and they've honestly been closer to hitting the Miners in motion than they have to reaching their defender's glove.
Harrell in a tough spot now. If he goes deeper into the count against Breeze and can't get strikes, Holden Breeze certainly can put wood to ball. Donovan off of second obviously has a really good speed. He'll try to score, I would assume, on anything hit to the outfield.
I'm going to bet we don't see a steal for a third attempt again, though.
Yeah, Bermudez was thrown out by about 10 or 15 feet earlier when they tried that. We'll see. Harrell stands at the side. Here it is. Fastball and Keel. I think he just dropped it, but it didn't go away far enough, and it's going to be 2-0 as now Keel jogging back out to the mound. Another meeting at the mound. Just a couple of words. He'll jog back behind the plate. It'll be 2-0.
So the Miners' last chance to bolster this lead before they hand it over to Alex Majors in the ninth. Currently only a 2-run game, and a game where both sides have combined for less than 10 hits.
At the set, 2-0. Breaking ball low, and it's 3-0 on Holden Breeze. Tyler Wilson due up next for the Miners, and you could say he's due 0 for 4 on the day. Donovan inching off second base. Nobody really holding him on. A 3-0. And it missed low, ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to Holden Breeze, and now Tyler Wilson's got an opportunity. Runners on first and second. Miners so far today have had a bunch of runners on. You can't say they haven't had chances, but just 2 runs on the scoreboard, although that has not mattered yet.
And a lot of it's come from the walks they've had. With that last one, they've had 6 walks in the game, so as many walks as they've had hits.
And 12 runners on, just 2 coming around. Wilson stands in. Here's the pitch. It is low. Ball 1 with the fastball. Casey Rother looming on deck.
You also hear Nick Sorelli good from the dugout. Maybe he's been giving some pointers on how to lay off low pitches.
At this point, I don't think you can trust anyone but Sorelli. ABL leader in walks by a pretty wide margin. There's a fastball called strike on the inside part of the plate, 1-1.
That low and inside corner, he's definitely getting the calls he wants. It's been targeted a few times now. The left-handed Tyler Wilson, or switch hitter actually, but in left-handed batter's box now.
The 1-1 is at the belt, strike 2. So Wilson a little bit behind now, 1-2. Miners would love to add an insurance run here for Alex Majors in the 9th. So he stands down there, waiting, no throwing. Here's the pitch, swung on and just got a piece of it. He fouled it back, and it'll stay at 1-2.
Might have gotten a piece of Joe Keel as well. The ball seemed to bounce off his foot after leaving Wilson's bat.
Standing back in is Harrell as he's running through his signs. Still waiting. Now he's got what he wants. Donovan off second. Breeze off first. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and grounded back up the middle. That's going to get into center field. Donovan getting the wave around third. Bats is going to come up throwing, but his throw is cut off. And the Miners take a 3-0 lead here in the 9th.
And even the relay throw bounced off his glove, so not a whole lot of chances there.
3-0. They add the insurance run. Tyler Wilson indeed was due. A single right back up the middle. Played to Patrick Donovan. 3-0, and that is the first run of the day that Holden Breeze has not accounted for.
Great job by Patrick Donovan, though. That time running in for his 2nd time of the day. Was also brought in on that sac fly, and he's made the difference.
First pitch to Rother, breaking ball, strike 1.
This arguably may be Donovan's best day. He's got a 1-for-2 line with a walk as well, so picked up his first walk, another hit, and 2 runs on the day.
3-0 Miners. Another hit could very well put this completely out of reach. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit in the air, shallow center. Going out is McCormick. Coming on is Bats as the ball drifts into right center field. That's an easy out for out number 2. We'll get Nick Sorelli to the plate next.
Sorelli working an 0-for-3 day, but does have a walk. He'll be looking to join the rest of the top of this lineup as everyone in front of him and the 2 batters behind him have a hit. He's definitely not struggled to make any contact this year, but RBI here could be a great opportunity.
Here's the first pitch strike from Harrell. Breeze dancing off a second, Wilson off the first. Obviously both of them with good speed, something in the gap. We'll score them both. Be interesting to see if the Miners can get another run, if it'll be Majors in the 9th, as it would be a non-save situation. That pitch off the plate, 1-1.
Even if it isn't an opportunity for him to record a save, Majors is just about as absolute of an ending as you can get. Might be safer just to play him anyway.
1-1 pitch to Sorelli. Swung on, hit in the air down the right field line. On the run, Ferris. Will he get there? And he's not going to have a chance to as that ball goes out of play. So 1-2 now on Sorelli.
Sorelli still has 2 men on. That foul tip was able to keep him alive for another pitch. And we'll see if Harrell is going to continue this long at bat.
Here's the 1-2, and he missed away. Came with fastball, and he missed up away as this ball back to the pitcher gets away from Harrell, but Luckily for the Chinooks, there to back it up was John Mark Mullins. That ball would have went into center field, and both runners would have advanced.
Miners dugout also let them hear it. They're trying to add even more pressure than the runs themselves.
2-2, something's got to give. Here it comes. Swung on and fouled to the screen, so we'll do it again.
Sorelli has no problem with his endurance lasting in these at-bats. His mental stamina has been tested multiple times this season.
The Miners can hold on to win this one. They could wrap up the ABL regular season title as early as tomorrow. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Sorelli goes down swinging. That'll end the eighth, or end the ninth, rather, top of the ninth. But the Miners do get a run. It's an RBI single off the bat of Tyler Wilson. Patrick Donovan scores.
And with that, that may be the biggest insurance run they could have asked for. Tyler Wilson, like you said, was bound to come into one and happened at the right time, sending that one up the chute, and thanks to him, Patrick Donovan was able to score the second run of his game.
So Alex Majors is indeed the man out of the bullpen as we go to the bottom of the ninth. Miners 3, Chinooks none. We'll be back here from Lee Jordan Field in just a few moments. Joe Brazil will lead off the bottom of the ninth for the Chinooks. Last chance at it. They also have not cracked the scoreboard yet, so pitchers BP on the line. 3 more outs to go. Alex Majors does it here. 3, 4, 5 in the order. First pitch from the sidewinder. Majors is outside, ball 1.
For anybody that doesn't know, every shutout these pitchers they earn themselves pitchers BP.
Majors comes into this contest with a 3.12 ERA, 3-0 record. As that pitch is swung on a miss, fastball, sidewinder. Good pitch for strike 1. This is his 14th game. He's appeared in 17 and a third innings, allowing 17 hits, 6 walks, has struck out 20. 8 saves on the year. He is the ABL save leader. Good bet to get to double digits before the season ends as there's a slider on the outside corner, strike number 2.
Could nail down his 9th today, and a 1-2 count right now is a solid start.
Majors steadies on the mound. Here's the 1-2. Off the plate with the slider. So he just missed away, so it'll be 2-2 now on Joe Brazil from Gardner-Webb University in North Carolina. Batting third, playing third base here for the Chinooks today. As there's a swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. First punch out of the outing for Alex Majors, and there's one out also. Forgot to mention the defensive replacement on for the Miners here in the ninth. Jared Sweeney has came into the game to play third base. Casey Rother checks out.
So with that strikeout, Alex Majors now has as many Ks on the year as he has years on this earth. 21 for both.
Stepping in now, Colby Ferris as first pitch. Check swing did not go around, but it's a called strike anyway, 0-1.
Now Major seems like he's in a rhythm.
Major's looking to close the lid on this outing. Here's the pitch. Swung on and tapped slowly out to short, but Sweeney cutting off Bermudez at third, throw to first in time. Jared Sweeney goes 5-3 on the ground out, and we are 1 out away from that magic number being decreased to just 1.
And a smart play by Sweeney. He obviously had more momentum heading towards first, running from third.
Josh Scheck, who's going to step in next, singled his last time up, but was unable to come around. It was second and third with nobody out for the Chinooks in the 7th, but couldn't bring him around. He'll be the last chance for this Chugiak offense.
Their lone batter with an average over 300 is going to be forced to do it all here.
First pitch, swing and a miss. Came with the fastball, threw it right by him. 0-1. Switch hitter is Scheck, batting from the left side. Righty on lefty matchup. Major's ahead, a strike. As this ball is flown into deep left center field, Wilson going back. He'll pull up and make the catch, and the Miners victorious 3-0 here over the Chinooks on this Friday night. The Miners took control of this game with the first batter of the game. A 3-2 count on Holden Breeze. Hit a solo homer to lead off this game, and they coasted from there. 1 run in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the ninth. 3 runs on 7 hits, 1 error for the Miners. Chinooks held scoreless. Gusak on the scoreboard with 3 hits and 2 errors. The winning pitcher, Darwin Matos, he was fantastic today for these Miners. Went 6 innings of shutout baseball. Alex Majors gets the save. The loss is actually going to go to Justin Estrada, who only got through a third of an inning before being removed. But it's a big win regardless for the Miners. That magic number obviously going down to 1.
And thanks to their pitching for this great performance. Anytime you can shut out an opponent and keep them to 3 hits, you're going to give yourself a great chance to win the game. Miners offense provided what they needed to in this one, and now they keep rolling into number 25 on the year.
So tomorrow they can clinch home field for the entire ABL playoffs, as well as become the ABL regular season champs. So we'll have to wait till tomorrow to figure that out. So I've been Reese Lannon alongside Sean Neves saying so long here from Chugiak Miners. 3-0 winners here today over the Chugiak Eagle-River Chinooks. Join tomorrow's stream a few minutes before first pitch at around 5:55 p.m. for more action in Chugiak against the Chinooks.